Your Turn to Die minisodes are here, so let's mini review them. Anzu's episode is short and sweet, just a few scenes showing how Anzu got into clownery. It's a cute, silly, fluffy story. I also enjoyed the ending. Her presumption that she was the only girl who saw her master for who he really was funny to me in a sort of You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift kind of way. While it's a minisode lacking in a lot of depth, honestly, I don't think it needed to have a lot of depth. Giving Anzu a big dramatic backstory would have just created wasted potential, and the benefit of having such a big cast is that you can have a character like Anzu whose only narrative role is to be a normal teenage girl who died tragically in the carnage of this stupid death game. As these minisodes exist to give context to what already exists in the main story, I think it works as a glimpse into Anzu's ordinary life. Alice's episode was also very cute in a lot of ways, but also very tragic too. I loved seeing baby Alice and Rekko, they were super cute, and I loved how much of a doting older brother Alice was. The minisode demonstrated how they started to slowly drift apart once it was clear Rekko was a better musician than Alice, since Alice started feeling like he couldn't connect with her if he couldn't teach her anything, but also how they seemed to desperately hold on to their connection regardless. Even as an adult, in that phase when Rekko is extremely aggressive towards those around her, she's never fully able to cast Alice aside and keeps him in her band, as well as keeping the bongos he gave to her despite at first believing she didn't want them. This minisode makes me very curious about an eventual Rekko episode, and I'm sure it will explore how her attitude developed and a lot of the regret and reflection that came after Alice's arrest. Overall, a pretty solid minisode, covers a lot of good ground. Kai's episode is really funny in the sense that you can definitely tell Kai is Nankidai's favorite character, which I'm not mad about because Kai is also my favorite character. Also, having said that, I must commend Nankidai on the sheer force of will that must have been involved in trying not to shove this information in somewhere any earlier than he already did. I can imagine the temptation was there, especially since this information in the minisode is extremely vital to understanding Gashu and Ranger as characters. I have to be honest, I never really understood why people were into Ranger until this minisode came out and laid bare the baggage that went into his creation, and that would go on to inform his relationship with Gashu. But I guess having Kai go, and by the way, this is my older brother who I love dearly and who died tragically and to the best of my knowledge was never morbidly recreated into a doll and abused horribly due to my father's inability to meaningfully acknowledge his grief in any other way wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. And wouldn't be terribly in character either. Even if he lived, Kai's never unpacking all of that. On that note, I can't believe this minisode managed to make me sympathize with Gashu. Like, his actions are still inexcusable, obviously, but, like, I totally understand how he ended up where he got. Knowing you are complacent in the needless murder of your own child has got to sting. And, like, it's not like he wanted to be a shitty dad. He was going to take them on vacation. They were gonna hang out. He made cake. I love that about Nankidai's writing. Even for the shittiest people, he doesn't negate the harm those people do, but he doesn't take that shittiness for granted either. There are root causes that are worth exploring, and it makes for strong character writing. On the note of Asunaro, I think this episode really solidified just how absurd they are as an organization, all due to whatever weird philosophy they have that makes them think murdering a bunch of people in order to find a survivor is somehow going to lead them to finding the best one. Like, it fucked up the underworld in the Hades incident, and it led to their only selection for the coolest assassin award being someone who has never proven willing to commit murder, won on technicality, and later grew to resent the organization and had every intention of sabotaging them and defecting. And then they decided to do their stupid death game anyway. This isn't me being an asshole about plot holes or complaining about the narrative, by the way. I think this is a very purposeful decision on Nankidai's part, and I'm all for it. I just also think that it's funny that they're this gung-ho about it. Even Gashu was like, hey, wouldn't more assassins be better? And Mom Dory couldn't even come up with a real argument. She might as well have shrugged and said, I don't make the rules, buddy. That was a lot of rambling, but overall, I like this episode a lot. I loved seeing Baby Kai being a kid. I love the drama. I love how much I learned about the characters because of it. It was great. Overall, I think these minisodes gave me a lot of appreciation for the character writing in this game, but also an appreciation for the total destruction of human life that the death game brings. Anzu's never seeing anyone from her life again. Alice and Rekko never had the chance to truly reconcile. Kai had so much shit he just never talked about and was never able to do. I think these minisodes really help create the sense of the lives these people lived outside of the confines of the death game, and how all that just got thrown away for the sake of some dumb evil organization's ambitions. I think just about all main game participants are gonna get some sort of minisode, though Megumi and Kugie will probably just be relegated to Keiji and Kana's episodes. I would bet all the money in the world that So's episode will focus on his relationship with Midori, and I already said what I think is gonna go down in Rekko's. Overall, I'm excited for the minisodes and for whatever happens next in the game itself. I'm really hoping for an emotional roller coaster here. Okay, thanks for watching!